The story of Jewish suffering in Nazi Germany, 1933 to 1945. The tragedy of German Jews did not happen overnight. It was a gradual, state-sponsored process that moved from social isolation to systemic mass murder. 1. Stripping of rights, 1933 to 1938. When Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party came to power in 1933, they immediately began targeting the Jewish population. Economic boycotts. The regime organized boycotts of Jewish-owned businesses and banned Jews from civil service, teaching, and legal professions. The Nuremberg Laws, 1935. These laws stripped German Jews of their citizenship and made it illegal for them to marry non-Jewish Germans. They were no longer citizens, they became subjects without rights. 2. Escalation to violence, Kristallnacht, 1938. On the night of November 9 to 10, 1938, the Nazi regime orchestrated a wave of violent anti-Jewish pogroms across Germany and Austria, known as Kristallnacht, the Night of Broken Glass. Synagogues were burned, and over 7,000 Jewish businesses were destroyed. Around 30,000 Jewish men were arrested and sent to concentration camps just for being Jewish. This marked the transition from legal discrimination to physical violence. 3. Ghettoization and segregation. As World War II began, Jews were forced out of their homes and crammed into designated, walled-off areas called ghettos. They were forced to wear a yellow Star of David on their clothes at all times to publicly humiliate and identify them. Inside the ghettos, overcrowding, starvation, and diseases like typhus killed hundreds of thousands. 4. The final solution and the Holocaust. In 1941, the Nazi leadership implemented what they called the final solution to the Jewish question. The deliberate plan to exterminate every Jewish person in Europe. Jews from Germany and occupied Europe were packed into crowded cattle trains and deported to concentration and death camps, such as Auschwitz-Birkenau, Buchenwald, and Treblinka. Upon arrival, those deemed unfit to work, including children, the elderly, and the sick, were murdered immediately in gas chambers. Others were subjected to brutal forced labor, medical experiments, and deliberate starvation. By the time Germany surrendered in 1945, approximately 6 million Jews, two-thirds of Europe's Jewish population, had been murdered in what is known today as the Holocaust, or the Shoah. Tip for your video: you can use this text structure directly as a script for your voiceover. It covers the historical timeline perfectly while maintaining an educational tone that complies with YouTube's guidelines.